Hello there, this is Sachi Sharma from Class 8, your host for today's program. As you all know, that today we are gathered here to celebrate our theme week. And this year, the topic for our theme week is plants. As you all know, that plants are considered one of the basic necessities for us. Trees and plants are physically, spiritually, and aesthetically related to us deeply. They remain part of our lives from a crack to coffin or a funeral pyre. So without wasting any time, let us begin with our today's program. Now, the students of class 8 will be presenting on different topics, and the first one to present is Soumya, who will be giving us information on microscopic plants.
Good morning everyone. Today my topic for the theme week is microscopic plants. Diatoms are a type of phytoplankton, the most common plankton type. They are a major group of microalgae found in the waterways, etc. Diatoms generate 20 to 50% of the oxygen produced on the planet each year. They play an important role on a global scale and are responsible for 20% of global carbon fixation and 40% of marine primary productivity. They are oval, spherical, triangular, etc. in shape. Diatoms are generally 2 to 200 micrometers in size. They are often referred to as jewels of the sea or living opals due to their optical properties. Marine diatoms can be collected by direct water sampling and benthic forms by scraping barnacles, oyster, and other shells. They are widespread and can be found in the ocean, soils, and damp surfaces. They are one of the dominant components of phytoplankton in nutrient-rich waters as they divide more rapidly than other groups of phytoplankton. Diatomite is considered to be a natural nanomaterial and has many uses and applications such as used as filtration material, material in the cement production industry, purification of industrial waters, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, Soumya. Now, we have Ayush, who will be giving us information on biofuels from plants.
Hello everyone, my today's topic for the theme week is biofuel from plants. Energy crops so called include wheat, corn, soybean and sugarcane. The former, such as ethanol, is created by engineers from yeast and bacteria to break down starch from corn and other plants. Biodiesel, on the other hand, is created in refineries that use existing oil in crops such as soybeans. These are some images of wheat, corn, soybean and sugarcane. Biofuel and biofuels crops have been wanted by politicians, journalists, and scientists for years. A method of producing fuel from plants or other sources could potentially allow us to decrease our dependence on fossil fuels. Biofuels burn cleaner than fossil fuels, release fewer pollutants and greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere. They are sustainable and energy companies mix them with gasoline. Unlike oil, coal, or natural gas, biofuels, in theory at least, are renewable. Biofuels generally fall into two categories: bioalcohol and biodiesel. These kinds of vegetable oils are then treated with alcohol to convert them to biodiesel. As you can imagine, there are some drawbacks to these kinds of fuels. Issues include things like the amount of land space required to grow the crops. This in particular creates problem with higher food prices and deforestation. This is how biofuel from plants look, the latter being somewhat counterproductive to the aim. Additionally, the cost for converting crops in energy crops. This is how the manufacturing industry of biofuels from plants look. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayush. Now we have Deepika, who will be enlightening us on the effects of recycled water on plant growth.
To one and all present here, myself Deepika Vaswani. Today, I'm going to speak on the topic effects of recycled water on plant growth. What is recycled water? Recycled or reclaimed water is a process of converting wastewater into water that can be used for other purposes. The use may include irrigation of gardens, agricultural fields, or replenishing surface water and groundwater. Recycled water and plant growth. Recycled water is one of the most available water resources with great potential use for farm irrigation. Plants irrigated with recycled water showed a growth improvement of 42%, leaf area 26%, and photosynthesis rate 23.4% compared with those irrigated with clean water. Is recycled water good for plants? Recycled water is saltier than drinking water but easily meets the guidelines for garden watering and irrigation. It has a little more phosphorus and nitrogen in it than drinking water. The slightly high nutrient levels are beneficial to plant growth, which means we should be able to use less fertilizer. This is a picture of how household water is used for agricultural purposes. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepika. Now we have Parisha Agarwal, who will be giving us information on are plants affected by the lunar calendar?
Good morning to all. My name is Parisha Agrawal and my topic for today is Are plants affected or influenced by lunar calendar? Let's first see what is a lunar calendar. Lunar calendar is a calendar based on the different phases of the moon as compared to the Gregorian calendar that is based on the movement of earth around the sun. In a lunar calendar, the phases of the moon and the stage of each phase are used to tell the day or period of the lunar year. Now let's look on to the main topic. Are plants affected or influenced by lunar calendar? Believes that phases of the moon has a differential effect on the rate of development of plants are both ancient and worldwide. It is also backed up by the scientific factor of gravitational pull. The forces created because of the positions of sun and moon at different times affect the water content of the soil, creating more moisture at the time of new and full moon. The amount of moonlight at different time also influences growth of plant. As the moonlight decreases new moon and second quarter, this stimulates leaf growth. After the full moon, the moonlight decreases, putting energy into plant roots. At this time, the above ground leaf growth slow down, so coordinating our time with gardening can be a good idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Parisha. Now we have Gargi Chaudhary, who will be imparting us information on the topic effects of Wi-Fi radiations on plants.
Hello everyone, my name is Gargi Chaudhary and today I am going to present on the topic effects of Wi-Fi radiation on plants. An experiment was conducted where the seeds were exposed to different conditions. Picture 1 shows seeds exposed to Wi-Fi radiation. The seeds turned brown and died, while the seeds kept in the natural conditions began to sprout as shown in picture 2. In this image, the difference of growth of plant in different conditions is quite evident. The growth stunted in plants exposed to radiation. This concludes that the effects of Wi-Fi radiation on plants are several small plants began to die and mold developed in those petri plates. Radiation generated by a Wi-Fi router at levels well below international guidelines for microwave radiation adversely affects plant growth and may interfere with plant's ability to protect itself from opportunistic modes. Quiz time. Do plants absorb radiation? Options are yes or no.
Yes.
Your answer is correct. Thank you.
Thank you, Gargi. Now we have Aditya, who will be presenting us on the topic why are tropical forests called world's largest pharmacy?
Hello everyone, my name is Aditya and my topic for today's presentation is Why tropical forest is called the world's largest pharmacy? Tropical forest is called the world's largest pharmacy because over one quarter of natural medicines have been discovered within them. It is likely that there may be many millions of species of plants, insects, and microorganisms still undiscovered in the tropical rainforest. Additionally, about 70% of the drugs used today are models of natural products. The World Health Organization (WHO) estimated that as much as 80% of the world's population relies on traditional forms of medicines, chiefly plants. One of the greatest examples of tropical rainforest as the world's largest pharmacy is the Amazon rainforest. Amazon rainforest is home to more than 80,000 plant species. Of this, more than 40,000 play a critical role in keeping us alive. Quinine, the first effective medicine was used to treat malaria, was first isolated from the bark of cinchona tree, a medical plant. Another example is the Pakhakumachi hill, which is located in Western Ghats, India. Some of the medical plants found here are Ashoka tree, Rovolfia serpentina, and Glorissa superba. To honor the planet's first or maybe the last great natural pharmacy, here are some of the most notable medicines that owe their origins to the plants of Amazon. Cat's claw, Zaborandi, Sangvedegrado, Tayuya, and cocaine. Hope you like my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. Next, we have Krisha, who will be presenting us on the topic Can water plants determine the toxicity of water?
Hello everyone, I am Krisha and my topic for the theme week is Can water plants determine the toxicity of water? Toxicity is the quality of being toxic or poisonous. The presence of toxic substances in water is an important ecotoxicological issue. There are plants like duckweeds which can grow rapidly on nutrient-rich water. They also help in removal of harmful substances from water. They can be cultivated under sterile conditions and hence they are an excellent test organism for determining the toxicity of water. They are also valuable for establishing biomarkers for toxic effects of water contaminants on higher aquatic plants. As we know that humans cannot drink harmful toxic water, duckweeds can improve water quality by removing the harmful substances from water. This is the picture of duckweed, a plant that helps to identify the toxicity of water. It can cover the full available area of water within 5 days. Functions of duckweed. First, it provides shelter for pond animals such as bullfrog. Second, it can be used to purify water by controlling algae growth and converting waste and sewage water into treated waste and biomass. Third, it reduces water evaporation and keeps the water cool. Thank you. Stay safe.
Thank you, Krisha. Last but not the least, we have Kargi Tamhani, who will be enlightening us on the topic Genetic Engineering in Plants and its Effects.
Good morning. My topic for the theme week is genetic engineering in plants or genetic modification in plants. Do you know what is genetic modification? Let me give you a brief idea about it. GM is a technology that involves inserting DNA into the genome of an organism. To produce a GM plant, new DNA is transferred into plant cells. Then the cells are grown in tissue culture where they develop into plants. The seeds produced by these plants will inherit the new DNA. Common examples of GM crops are corn, potatoes, soybean, cotton, papaya, tomato, and many more. Let's have a look on advantages of genetically modified crops. Since only the desired genes are added to new plant, they will be more nutritious as well as tastier. They are more resistant and require fewer environmental resources such as water and fertilizers, reducing the use of pesticides. Crops grow faster, increasing the supply of food with reduced cost. Let's move on towards its disadvantages. There are high possibilities of cross contamination leading to increase in allergies observed within kids. Some crops have antibiotic property which make them immune to some diseases and can accumulate in the food chain. These crops endanger the native species, reducing biodiversity. I hope now you're clear with the topic of genetic modification in plants. Thank you.
Thank you, Gargi.